Andy Cohen, the longtime host and executive producer known for steering the Real Housewives franchise, recently addressed the sudden dismissal of Jill Zarin from the upcoming series, The Golden Life. During an appearance on his SiriusXM radio program, Cohen chose his words carefully, stating that he did not have much to comment on the matter and directing anyone seeking further details straight to the network executives at E! His measured response came in the wake of Zarin's abrupt removal from the cast after she posted a now-deleted Instagram video sharply criticizing Bad Bunny's halftime performance during the Super Bowl. The situation unfolded rapidly. Zarin, a familiar face from the early seasons of The Real Housewives of New York City, had been announced as part of the new ensemble for The Golden Life, a show featuring several original RHONY cast members. The project, produced by Blink 49 Studios and set to film in Palm Beach, Florida, represented a high-profile comeback opportunity for the women who helped launch the iconic Bravo series back in 2008. For Zarin, who appeared in the first 4 seasons before departing in 2011, this was meant to be a triumphant return to the spotlight. She had also participated in a season of Ultimate Girls Trip, in 2022, where she openly discussed her past experiences on and off camera with Cohen himself. The timing of her firing, just days after the official casting announcement, added an extra layer of shock and disappointment to the narrative. Cohen's commentary on his radio show revealed a mix of surprise and lingering amusement. He reflected on how Zarin had been vocal about her departure from the original series and her hopes for reconciliation with the franchise. Yet, the controversy erupted almost immediately after her involvement in the new project was publicized. What truly stood out to Cohen, however, was the dramatic public statement issued by Zarin Fabrics, the family business founded in 1936 by her late husband Bobby Zarin's father. The company took the extraordinary step of posting a photograph of Jill on its official Instagram account, overlaying her image with a large red X across her face. This visual rejection carried significant symbolic weight, signaling a complete severance of ties between the brand and the former reality star. In their accompanying statement, Zarin Fabrics made their position crystal clear. They emphasized their firm opposition to any form of racism, discrimination, or rhetoric that could be seen as excluding or diminishing individuals based on their identity, culture, or background. The company further clarified that Jill Zarin had not held any ownership stake or operational role in the business for several years. They stressed that any public statements she made were entirely personal and did not represent the company's values, beliefs, or day-to-day operations. This public distancing was swift and unequivocal, reflecting the intense scrutiny that often accompanies reality television personalities when their off-screen opinions clash with broader cultural sensitivities. The content of Zarin's original Instagram video centered on her strong disapproval of Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. She described it as the worst halftime show ever, taking particular issue with the decision to perform largely in Spanish during a major American broadcast event celebrating the nation's 250th anniversary. Zarin also criticized the performer's stage presence, specifically pointing to what she perceived as frequent and inappropriate gestures involving his groin area. She expressed concern that the performance was unsuitable for the large audience of young viewers tuning into the Super Bowl, suggesting that such actions stemmed from insecurity rather than artistic expression. The video quickly drew backlash from fellow Bravo stars and fans alike, many of whom viewed her remarks as culturally insensitive and out of touch. Despite the widespread criticism, individuals close to Zarin maintained that the network's reaction was disproportionate. They argued that he had overreacted to a fleeting moment of online commentary and that patience would have allowed the controversy to fade naturally. After all, the series was not scheduled to air for another 9 months, giving ample time for public attention to shift elsewhere. These sources portrayed Zarin as someone who had simply voiced a personal opinion that, while polarizing, did not warrant such immediate professional consequences. The decision to remove Zarin was formally announced by Blink 49 Studios in a statement to media outlets. They cited her recent public comments as incompatible with the standards and values they wished to uphold for the series. This move came after initial reports revealed that Zarin, along with longtime RHONY personalities Luanda Lesseps, Ramona Singer, Kelly Ben Simon and Sonia Morgan, had been tapped for the new project. The show, titled The Golden Life, promised to capture the lives of these veteran housewives in a fresh setting, focusing on their evolving personal and professional journeys. Adding another dimension to the story, reality star Reza Farahan later claimed that Zarin had once boasted to him about influencing the collapse of an earlier planned RHONY spin-off. According to Farahan, Zarin allegedly took credit for putting her foot down and demanding more money, which contributed to negotiations breaking down. When Bravo eventually rebooted Roni in 2023 with an entirely new cast, they also announced plans for a companion series called Roni Legacy, intended to reunite the original housewives. However, those plans were scaled back, resulting in a single season of The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, instead. At the time, Zarin publicly denied any involvement in the change, insisting that the decision rested entirely with the producers and had nothing to do with her personal demands. Throughout her time in the public eye, Jill Zarin has cultivated a reputation as a straightforward, sometimes outspoken personality. Her original run on Roni showcased her business acumen, family life, and friendships within the tight-knit group of New York socialites. Fans remember her for memorable moments involving her late husband Bobby, her fashion choices, and her unfiltered opinions on various topics. Even after leaving the show, she remained connected to the Bravo universe through reunions, guest appearances, and social media engagement. The prospect of The Golden Life had generated considerable excitement among longtime viewers who appreciated the nostalgia of seeing the OGs together again in a new format. The swift corporate response from Zarin Fabrics highlighted the delicate balance that public figures must maintain between personal expression and professional affiliations. In an era where social media amplifies every statement, the consequences of a single video can ripple far beyond the intended audience. The company's decision to publicly disavow Zarin's comments underscored their commitment to inclusivity and cultural sensitivity, particularly in the context of a family business with deep historical roots. Cohen's lighthearted mention of the Zarin Fabrics Instagram post suggested a level of detachment from the drama, yet it also hinted at the surreal nature of watching a former cast member's